The next thing we're going to do is we're going to proceed to hook his water line up. These folks have here a reducer which reduces the water pressure on our well service here. We have about 50 pounds of pressure feeding it. So we proceed to hook it up. Make sure it's good and tight. We don't want any leaks. And the next thing is that I always suggest for folks to do is to remove the sewer cap, take the end of the hose pipe that you have, at the sewer but not in the sewer, turn the water on. Two things this does. One is it washes the old water out of the hose pipe. The second thing it is, you can hear all this air coming out. This eliminates the air from going into the camper, which gets all the spit and sputter around. And when you turn it on, you have full service of water in your camper. Proceed to turn it off. Then we'll ask him to open his side bin up before he can hook his water up. In this process, most of the time the customer likes to hook this up. So most of the time I usually stand out of the way and let the customer hook this up. It's kind of a tedious situation sometimes. Some of the hookups are not straight in, straight out, so they pretty much know how they hook.
You're going to hook to your city water field. Put it in and screw it on.
And it's important to hook to the city water seal. You do have a couple flush points in there, one for your gray water, one for your black water, sewer flush, so be real careful. If you hook it to the wrong one, a lot of times, if you're not paying attention, you'll hook it to a sewer flush, and if you stand out here talking to me, you will flood your RV, and naturally we don't want that. After he gets it hooked up, you proceed to ask him, can I turn the water on?
Yes, sir.
Because sometimes these folks travel and they use their water going down the road a little bit and they leave the spigots on, so we don't want to be out here talking and flood his unit. We proceed to turn it on, and I can hear the water going in. I let it sit here a moment. The important thing about this is I'm going to ask him to go in and check his water, and while he does that, I want you to understand the most important thing here is we see no leaks, but what happens when the tanks fill up, a lot of times if this is not tight or it's not tight in the ground by hand or the rubber's missing in it, then it'll leak. And we don't want to leak. We don't want to cause any mosquito or any hazards outside.